Hey there, welcome back. It's been a little while since I've gotten a chance to make a video, so hopefully this will be kind of a restart, and hopefully I can make, quite a few more videos this time around. You guys know how it is when life gets busy, so that's how it's been for me lately. I've just been very busy with a lot of life things, and so YouTube kind of falls down to the bottom of the stack, if you will. So anyways, to start with, I thought I would show you how I'm using TickTick these days. So I'm going to show you my personal account. Now I have changed just a few names and things here and there to kind of keep private things private, if you will. But otherwise, this is exactly how I'm using TickTick. And what you're going to see is that it's a super simplified way. In fact, I might go as far as to say that this is about as minimalist as you can get as far as task management. And that's kind of interesting when I think about it because, TickTick is known for having a lot of features, right? There's so many features that it offers. It offers the calendar, and I don't have to name them all, but, some of them are calendar, Eisenhower matrix, habit tracker, Pomodoro timer, but I'm using none of those, actually. I'm using tasks. And it's good at doing tasks, actually, so that's the part I'm using. Some of what I've gone through over the last couple of months, while I haven't been making too many videos, is trying to separate my tasks and my notes and making sure that what's in TickTick is actually stuff that I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it either now or, if not now, then someday soon. And so anything that's not a task that I'm going to work on now or someday soon is going to go over into notes or somewhere else, but not in TickTick. So anyways, with that, let's jump in. I'll show you what I've got. Okay, so jumping into TickTick here. Again, this is my personal account, so this is exactly what I see today. Now, I have checked off a few tasks already today, so I didn't start with 4. I started with about 8 tasks, and I've got about half of them done so far today. But anyways, the first thing you'll notice is at the top of my TickTick is the today view, and that is what I use on a daily basis these days. So I use today, and then I also use tomorrow. If I jump ahead to tomorrow, you'll see that the only task I have out there right now is a recurring task to put the trash cans out for trash day. But otherwise, I'm on the today view. So those are the 2 smart lists that I use, today and tomorrow. That's it. And then if I jump down to my lists, you'll see I don't have any folders. I don't have any filters. I don't have any... Nah, that's not true. I was going to say I don't have any tags, but you can see right there I have a tag called email. So I think, use 2 tags right now. Email, if I have an email that's related. If I have an email come in and I forward that email onto TickTick, I also tag that task as email, saying that, hey, there's an email that's associated with that, and it probably needs a response once that task is completed. And then I also use waiting, which, to be honest, I actually don't need anymore now that I'm thinking about it out loud. So when I jump to the someday list, I'm actually going to take that waiting tag off because it's kind of redundant. If I'm going to do a task someday, I'm not really waiting. I mean, it's waiting on what? I'm waiting on someday to do it, I guess. So anyways, the first list I have is tasks. So pretty simple, right? I don't have anything separated by work or personal. I don't have different projects. I don't have anything, any sort of organization really, besides, hey, these are tasks that I'm planning to do. So the tasks in this list are all of my tasks, pretty much. Unless it's something that I don't plan on getting done in the next couple of days, then I move it over to someday. If I don't plan to get to it this week, I move it over to someday. Now, I could probably get by with just one task list and maybe tag them as someday. But anyways, this is how I have it set up, and I feel good about how it's been working. So in tasks, you'll see all the tasks that I'm planning to do in the next couple of days. And in the morning or sometimes in the evening, I'll go through the tasks in my list, and I will mark them as I'm planning to do them today. Or if I know that I need to do them tomorrow, I'll do them tomorrow. Or like this check certifications, I know I don't want to do that today or tomorrow because I got more pressing matters to tend to, but I do want to do it maybe early next week, so I just put a Tuesday date on that one. And if I keep scrolling down, the rest of my tasks don't have a date on them. I will likely get to them tomorrow or maybe the day after that. So anything beyond that, I put in the someday list. So kind of interesting. YouTube video is on here someday, and hey, today is someday. Mark that as today. Put it in tasks, and let's check that one off. Jumping back up to the today list. Boom. My someday list is pretty much things that I hope to get to someday, or maybe never get to. I don't know. But let me go ahead and take this waiting tag off. So after my someday list, I have recurring. Now these are things that happen on a recurring basis, every week, every other week, every 6 months or so. The one I constantly see come up that we saw is due tomorrow is put the trash cans out. I have separate tasks. 1 week we have recycling. The other week we have no recycling. So I have 2 tasks and they recur on alternating weeks. I also have things like enter and submit my timesheet and replace my furnace filter and things like that. So anything that's recurring goes in here. And then last but not least is my shared. And this is just a couple of lists that I have that I share with my wife. And a lot of it's just Christmas lists, or this last year we tracked what Christmas movies we watched all through 2024. So that way when Christmas comes up this year, we can have our list of movies that we know we like, we've watched before, or whatever. It's just kind of a fun thing to do. But that's it. I mean, that's how I'm using TickTick. It's about as simple as you can get. And it's a little bit funny when I think about it, right? Because in some ways, I mean, I'm a very small YouTuber, right? But I make videos on TickTick. So shouldn't I be using all the features and maybe some big convoluted process and system? To be honest, I have. Before I swung to this ultra simplified version of using TickTick, I actually swung the other way, which was to use a more complex system. And I did have filters and tags, and I used priorities, and it's fun for a while until you get busy, or you have other things to do besides manage your tasks. And then what I would find myself doing is just going to pen and paper, right? Because my system is kind of too much to maintain. Let me just grab a pen and paper and let me just write down the tasks that I plan to do today. And I thought, well, I can use TickTick the same way. I mean, so that's essentially what I've done is I've replaced my pen and paper with TickTick and just kind of jot down, here's the tasks I plan to do today. Anything that's not a task that I don't plan to do today again is somewhere else. It's in my notes or it's somewhere else. But that lets me keep my TickTick very clean and very strict to what I actually plan to get done over the next day or the next 3 days or whatever the case may be. So that's how I've been using TickTick over the last several weeks, probably a couple of months. I've been using it this way. Well, that's all I have for you in this video. Let me know in the comments. Did I oversimplify things? Am I missing out by not using some of the TickTick features? Let me hear your thoughts. Well, thanks for watching. Have a good one.